Hello, everyone. We come to you from Los Angeles this week, and so much of the coverage has. And we thank you for all your thoughts and your prayers and for us. And so many of you have reached out to us, and thank you, and we love you, and we appreciate that. And also for the people that surround us, and so many of you have expressed interest in how you can help. And there's so many ways. Be careful where you send your money, but there's so many great organizations that are out there.
First or foremost, our minds and hearts go out to the people who have actually lost their homes in the Palisades and Eaton fires in particular, but also to people who have lost their businesses, their livelihoods, and just how challenging and devastating it is for not only them, but everyone around them as well. And we're so thankful, of course, for the first responders who are out there, the firefighters, the police, all of the ancillary people supporting them. It's been an extraordinary thing to see day after day after day.
All of the departments, fire departments from all over the state, from the country, from Mexico, people just jumping in and making a big difference, and it's heartwarming, and we feel very supported in the moment, and thank you for that. The other part of this conversation for us, for those of you that are here in Los Angeles, there's so many questions and so many people are reaching out to us. There's the immediate need, and of course this is taking a housing turn right for us at this point. There's the immediate need for people that are looking for leases. There are multiple lists of those, both on the multiple listing service and private lists that are being circulated between companies, between groups, between agents. So if you have a need in that way, please reach out to us. We're happy to share any information we have and get you and pointed in the right direction and help in any way that we can.
The biggest challenge is finding furnished apartments or homes, as the majority of things that are for rent are not furnished, and so we're looking for creative ways of getting basic furnishings in unfurnished single-family homes and condos as well.
We're working with some great stagers and some great people that are service providers for us to do exactly that. So we are looking outside the box and being creative for you and working on solutions in that way. So again, reach out to us if you have a need, and we're happy to make any connection and provide you any service and support that we can in the world of leasing.
We also know of some people who are offering up guest houses for a short-term basis at no charge, or things along those lines. There are so many wonderful giving people throughout Los Angeles that are here to help. So lots of that going on.
Part two of the conversation is really around where's the market going and what's happening. And we're hearing a lot of stories. We've got a lot of people asking questions. The dust hasn't really even settled yet, and the fires are still ongoing. So what we do know in the moment is that a lot of people that have been displaced are just stepping out and buying properties immediately. Those that have the means to do that are simply stepping out, either getting loans, but most of them are just paying cash, getting settled somewhere while they figure out what's going to happen with their homes, both coming out of the Palisades and the Altadena area.
So we're seeing multiple offers on single-family homes right now throughout West LA, Brentwood, Santa Monica, even into the hills a little bit, into the evacuation zones. People are selling and selling pretty quickly if people feel that the fires have moved on. It's going to be really interesting to see how far east that demand will go. Will people who have lost their homes in Palisades be purchasing, east of the 405 or east of La Cienega or into the Silver Lake area? Who knows? We're kind of keeping our finger on the pulse of what's going on, taking a look online at what's happening with pendings online, how many things have gone under contract in the last few days, and where that's happening.
So we're definitely looking for the data, but here's the other thing that we're doing for those of you out there that are contemplating a move, and that is we are working with our partners in Maui that have had exposure to massive fires, and we're talking with them, we're partnering with them, we're gaining information from them about what they have experienced over the last year coming out of the big Lahaina and Maui fires, and certainly there are some very interesting similarities to the fire and the way those things took place. We're also talking with friends of ours and colleagues in the San Diego area that have been through fairly massive fires, nothing quite to the scale that we're talking about in Los Angeles. But there is evidence coming out of those fires about what happened in those markets following, and we're putting that information together as well.
And as well, Houston, which has been through pretty dramatic hurricanes and
Flooding.
Miami, Fort Lauderdale, people have been through the hurricanes there. What was the response like from FEMA? How long did it take people to get their checks from their insurance companies? How did they go about rebuilding? How did it affect supply and demand with regards to construction materials and contractors and all of that stuff to even rebuild? Even if we want to rebuild, is there going to be enough labor here to make that happen?
Exactly, and the same with friends of ours that we have that are in the real estate world in Sonoma and Napa that have had a similar experience. So we're putting all of that information together for you. So I guess what we're saying at this point is there are no definitive answers to what's going to happen in this market, and anyone that tells you they believe they know is shooting you a line, and that's the last thing you need at this point. So what we would say is sit tight, breathe deeply, relax into the moment as much as you can given the chaos that's going on around all of us. We are going to have answers to this, and what we'd love for you to do is to reach out in some way. Shoot us a message, reach out to us, email us in any way, connect with us, and we will have some real information from you, something that I believe we can actually count on taking place in the very near future. And so we want to be of service to you, and I think that the way to do that in this moment is by furnishing you information that others may or may not have their fingers on in the moment. And
So reach out, ask questions, because specific questions are going to have specific answers depending on what area of town we're talking about, what price points we're speaking about, what products we're talking about.
It's going to be micro market by micro market, and depending on if you're thinking about selling, where are you, what does that look like, what's the insurability of the property. There are a lot of things that are go into these conversations, those of you that are thinking about making a move this year. And so there are people that are in need in the moment, and that's our first concern. How can we help those? Let's stop the pain or ease the pain that others are feeling in the moment. And then from there, once we've gotten there, then what's next for everyone? And we want to include all of you in those conversations.
So reach out. Just to say hi, if nothing else. Let us know you're okay.
We're fine.
We're okay.
We have lingering coughs from bad air quality and weird voices this week, but otherwise we're good, and thank you. Thank you so much.